Okay, hi everyone, welcome to Visions 2022, y'all. And hi to everybody out there on the Zoom. My name is Kylos Brannon. I'm an assistant professor here, and I'm the associate director of the film division. But most importantly tonight, I am your director, producer, and MC for Visions. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Visions for those of you who don't know anything about Visions. Visions started 43 years ago. It was a student-organized, student-produced award ceremony, basically. And over the years, it's grown. It grew from basically just being we'll say casual, off the cuff sort of thing, to around 20 years ago when I was sitting in your seats, not in this building, in a different building, getting a couple of Visions Awards myself, a little bit more organized. But over the years, we've added sponsored awards, we've added some monetary awards, we've added trophies. And everyone's going to get one of these who wins, but not tonight, because here's the deal. We're still in a pandemic. So there's some COVID restrictions we're going with. As I see, you're all masked. Thank you. All our presenters are going to be masked, and we're minimizing the amount of people who cross this stage. So only our presenters will come up here. In previous years, we've had recipients pick up their trophies here, but being that we may have recipients on Zoom, and we're trying to keep things tight and COVID friendly. Is that the right way to phrase it? Not friendly, COVID unfriendly. We'll be reaching out to the winners to pick these up here in McKinley. So that's the situation. But one more time on Zoom, you can see the award of excellence. I love the enthusiasm. So last year, we did an all online Visions, because the previous year we had to cancel because COVID. And this year we're doing a hybrid to still adapt to pandemic times, but also I'm hoping that we continue to do a hybrid so that we can include family, friends, and alumni from around the country and around the world. So that's the goal here, is to test that out. And in testing that out, I expect there to be some problems. We just had a rehearsal and it was almost flawless. It went so well. No, I'm overdoing it. But for those of you on Zoom and those of you watching the screen right here, there may be some glitches. We live in a glitchy world right now. We're going to have to roll with it. So what I'm looking for here is just to have a good time, celebrate some work, see some awesome work, add some new awards, and be in a good mood. So with that, I'm happy to announce that my grad assistant, Yari Jamali, and myself worked a bit on reworking the introduction to Visions and the graphics. So what you're seeing up here on the screen tonight is brand new approach to the way Visions looks. And with that, I'm going to ask, can we roll our new intro? Okay, so just to mention, those are all clips from past winners that came out of this program right here. And I think there's some pretty impressive stuff there. We're gonna see some more impressive stuff tonight. And we're gonna start off with turning things over to Division Director Larry Engel, who is on Zoom from home. And he's gonna say some opening remarks and then introduce our brand new Honored Alumni Award. So can we get a Larry Engel on screen? There he is. Hey, Larry.
Unmute myself. 2 years on Zoom and I still can't get unmute mute right. But anyway, Kyle, thank you so much. You sent me a photo of the crowd in the theater, and I would love to have a reverse angle that I could really look at you all and celebrate. It appears that we have 52 people on Zoom, so that's really crazy. So I'd like to do first thing I'd like to do is to actually recognize our reality and take a moment of silence to reflect on the horrors of war and what our species does to one another. In the war in Ukraine and other spots around the world. So please join me in reflecting on the travesty that we bring upon ourselves. Thank you. Thanks, I appreciate it. Before I start with a couple of remarks, I also want to do a big shout out to the guy over there in that little Zoom box on the podium, Kyle Brandon, and to his graduate assistants who just did enormous work to make Visions happen again this year in person and in a hybrid virtual world. So let's give a shout out to them. I do. Yeah, we appreciate it. I want to thank all of you who participate in Visions this year. Participated in Visions this year. I was reflecting on the disruptions this past couple of years from March of 2020 through now, and I want to acknowledge the resilience of our faculty, including our adjuncts, our staff, and especially our students. We've been through tough times. We've had to learn to adapt. We had to learn new production methodologies, new teaching, new learning. And I think Visions tonight reflects our ability to problem solve and to succeed when there are enormous challenges, not just because of COVID, but because of the civil unrest that we face, because of the systemic racism that we face in our structures. But I just wanted to really note that I found over the course of the pandemic that we came together as a community in a way that I really haven't seen in the 30 years that I was at Columbia or previously at AU. Cohorts coalesced. You figured out how to get gear, how to make films, make movies. And I'm very, very proud of that. And I'd also like to send a shout out, and I'd love to hear your applause for not only you, the students, but those who support you, your friends, your significant others, and your family. They thrive when you thrive. So congratulations to all who are making media that matters, making creative works that impact our audiences. So thank you all. Big shout out. So tonight, I'm really, really proud. I don't see Jay's camera on, but I see Jay's, there he is. Hey man, it's so good to see you. I'm so proud of you. So this is the inaugural award for alumni achievement. The faculty, really under the guidance of previous division directors, Bridget Marr and John Douglas, really focused our attention as a faculty on the need to really embrace our alumni and to really acknowledge especially their recent achievements. And I am so proud to announce that our first ever, our inaugural Honored Alumni Award is Calvin J. Jameson. So a big shout out to Jay. And I have, of course, on my iPhone, a little bit of a bio for him. So I remember Jay. I remember his eagerness. I remember his desire to learn what filmmaking was all about. And his scripting ability was unparalleled in the division. So a brief bio from Jay. And first, not going to be on his resume, but Jay is the nickname his mother came up with to differentiate him from his father and prevent confusion in the household. And Jay is pronounced Jay. So currently, Jay is a writer-director from Richmond, Virginia, where I believe that's where you produced your thesis film, correct? Yep. And he is currently a story editor on the CW's Superman and Lois, and I follow him on Instagram. So all of you ought to follow him on Instagram. It's fun seeing what Jay is accomplishing. It's just great. His award-winning film TRI, an action sports drama about triathlons, led to his selection for the 2016 Shoot Magazine New Directors Showcase. His short film, Slave Cry, was the Commonwealth Award winner at the 2019 Virginia Film Festival and screened at the 2021 Pan-African Film Festival. He's done pilots. He's shadowed directors like Omar Mada on AMC's Turn and Tucker Gates on Showtime's Homeland. And he also served as the showrunner's assistant to Reggie Rock Blyworth on Apple Plus series Swagger. So Jay, it's a real honor. I wish we could be face to face. I'm assuming you're on the West Coast, so that really wouldn't have worked. But it's a distinct pleasure on behalf of the entire faculty of Film and Media Arts to turn the microphone over to you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Larry. I have fond memories of being your TA and, and all the things that I was able to learn from you. I first want to thank everyone involved at AU and School of Communication. This is really, really an honor for me. I hold my time at American University in high regard. It's very fond memories of my time there. Everything that I've learned there has made me the filmmaker, the writer that I am. I kind of want to call out a few folks in particular. Specifically Russell Williams, who always had it was always good for a word of advice, or really many words of advice. Many a time I would pop by his office just to chat for 5 minutes and then walk out 4 hours later and the sun had set and I'd missed dinner. But always great for some wisdom. Gary Griffin, who was constantly there for me as emotional support, as a mentor. He the closest I ever came to quitting, he kind of talked me through the other side. That was that was a story for another day, but when I was in Prague and had a very difficult shoot, but Gary was there to kind of, pump me up and get me going. Gilles Wheeler, who, helped hone my craft, gave me a lot of confidence early on, and was one of the first people who said, you could really make it. You could really make it in this industry. You could really make it in LA. And then Claudia Myers, who helped me find and strengthen my voice. She really, laid the foundation in a lot of ways. And now, as a friend and colleague, we're still we're in a writer's group together, and she's still making me a better writer and a better filmmaker, all the time. So, in all of my professors, everyone that I interacted with in the halls, it was just such a welcoming, warm environment. So I was very fortunate to have been a part of AU, and I rep AU as much as I can. One thing missing from the biography is that I was also a 2-time intramural basketball champion at American University. That's very important to me. that folks, I still have my t-shirt. I almost wore it, but it's like a little ratty. Like it's this little, but like, my championship t-shirt from that. So really good time. And then I want to thank, my family who are watching from, all over the country. I think my sister is watching downstairs. She is. But my first executive producers, my mom and my dad, and then my sister, who's one of my favorite collaborators, and who kind of keeps me sane. And did y'all hear that?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what things are like out here in Glendale. That's an everyday occurrence, like but someone to kind of collaborate with and keep me grounded and all of that. They asked me to say a few words of advice, and I have so many thoughts, and I'm going to try to keep it short, and I'm going to try to keep it to the lesson that I learned fairly recently that really changed the way that I went about kind of approaching this industry. There's so much in this industry that you can't control, like at all levels. There are so many moving parts whenever you talk about trying to get things made, whenever you're talking about like breaking in, getting your opportunity. There's so much luck that's involved. There's so much timing. There are all of these factors that you cannot control. So one of the most important things you can do is focus on the things that you can control. And that's how you approach your everyday process in the industry. A quick story, a few years ago, I was out here as an assistant. I had first moved out here. It's amazing. Larry kind of spoke to it. I was the showrunner's assistant on Swagger, an Apple Plus show. I was assisting Reggie Bythewood, who's phenomenal mentor, amazing filmmaker, amazing writer, director, producer. And it was a great opportunity. At the same time, I was an assistant, and I was, it was late in my life. I directed a feature before in Virginia. I'd done, I had assistants before. So it was kind of a step back, it felt, but it was kind of a necessary one. And, to move out here to LA and get these opportunities. But I was working, long hours, for very little money. And I was teaching courses, like online courses, to kind of supplement my ability to do the job and do what I had to do. And my best friend, one of my best friends, is also a writer. And he was also an assistant out here. And we would occasionally get together for dinner. And we would always talk about man, when we make it, when we get on and we're staff writers, we're going to be able to go out to dinner and have nice drinks and tell stories about the grind and the hustle and the industry and we realized in that moment that we were at dinner having a nice drink in LA, telling stories about our struggles and the grind in the industry. We were doing the thing already. We just weren't exactly where we wanted to be, but we were doing the thing. And that's when it really hit me that you have to find your joy in the process and in the craft. You have to take the time every day whenever you're approaching the work, what you're doing, and realize that the reality of this industry is the everyday, day-to-day function. There are going to be, there are plenty of these awards are fantastic. These moments, these landmarks, awards, red carpets, premieres, some of the best days of my life. When we premiered the movie Try in Northern Virginia to a sold out crowd, it had an after party. It was amazing. But if you rely on only that to find your joy, there are going to be so many more early mornings getting up before the sun to go to set. There are going to be so many late nights where you're trying to rewrite the next day's work, or you're writing a script on deadline and you're stressed out and it's 2:00 in the morning. There are going to be so many instances of you trying to figure out how to make your passion and create something. And that's where you need to focus on trying to find and extract your joy. Like that's what you can control. You can control all of that, like how you approach those things. And there are going to be a lot of no's, going to be a lot of rejections. It's very nice to hear that one yes, that one moment, that one person who believes in you and likes your work and your voice and what you bring to the table. But you have to kind of find your community and have that persistence and approach things every day, like with the idea that like it is about the journey. It is about understanding that mindfulness of every day. What can I do to further my craft and further what it is that I'm trying to bring to the world? It's going to make you a better artist. It's going to make you a better person. So I like with that, like all the nominees and winners, congratulations. Everyone else watching, all the other filmmakers, keep doing the thing. The other thing I always say is I do not like aspiring filmmaker, aspiring writer, aspiring director. Do the thing, and then you are the thing. If you write, you're a writer. If you go out and you direct, you are a director. You don't have to add aspiring to it. Just go and do the thing. Now you can be an aspiring paid writer. That's cool. But like you focus on being focus on being the thing that you want to do. Like just do the thing. The best way, just figure out a way to do it. And yeah, that's it. And hopefully, like again, good luck to everyone. If you all are in LA, if anyone's in LA, look me up. And I'll buy you a coffee and let you pick my brain. But thanks again for this. I'm extremely honored, and yeah.
All right. Thank you, Jay. That was wonderful. Thank you, Jay. All right. So bringing up our first live presenter outside of me, I guess, I'm bringing to the stage Patrick Flynn, who's been teaching visual literacy with us for quite a few years. In fact, he co-wrote a textbook for it with some guy named Brannon. At least a few of you got that. All right. So he's coming up to give our special Ron Sutton Visual Literacy Award. Come on up, Patrick.
Let's get another hand for Jay Bowenkamp. So that was absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm Patrick Flynn. I teach visual literacy here. How many of you have taken visual literacy? I would hope everybody. Great. Professor Ron Sutton was instrumental in designing the curriculum and purpose of visual literacy, and we give an award every year here at Visions that goes to 3 outstanding VisList students. Ron passed away last year, unfortunately, but we're happy to continue to give this award in his name through the generous support of Professor Emeritus Ann Zelli. And each student who receives the award will receive $100 in Ron's name. And our recipients this year of the Ron Sutton Visual Literacy Award are Daniela Jimenez, Sai Maceda, and Catherine Wurst. Congratulations to everybody who submitted work to be considered and to the winners, and have a great evening.
And I'm back. For those of you on Zoom, I just want to let you all know, I do see hands showing up. I do see some things in the Q&A. We will not be talking to you. The problem is you're also on the big screen here. So we won't be able to put that up there in order to communicate with you. So unfortunately, it's going to be kind of a passive audience for those of you online. Maybe in the future, we can figure out a way to have some more interaction. Okay, just thought I'd announce that since I see the little hand thing. All right, what am I presenting? I'm presenting the Women in Film and Video Sponsored Awards, of which there are 4. The first 3 are craft awards for cinematography, editing, and audio. Now, every video submitted to the Visions Awards is eligible to be nominated or suggested for the Women in Film and Video Craft Awards. We poll our judges across the board and see what pieces they think should be considered, and then we choose from that lot. So there aren't really, we don't put up all the nominees because they often suggest quite a few. But I'm happy to show you the winning pieces for each of these awards. So the first one is the Women in Film and Video. Oh, I'm sorry, forgot to mention. They all get, along with this lovely trophy, everyone gets a free year membership to Women in Film and Video. So the first one is the Women in Film and Video Award for Cinematography. And that goes to Virtual Memories by Nicole Wackerly.
Today marks 1 year, and we will celebrate her life.
Let it go away. There we go.
She knew she shouldn't be driving.
Grandma! I'm sorry.
That was in effect. Interesting. Okay, our next Women in Film and Video Craft Award goes for editing. And that is going to Keeping the Tlingit Language Alive by Beth Ebish.
Here at Hoonah City Schools, we teach Tlingit language to grades kindergarten to all the way up to high school. Through the years, we've really tried to have Tlingit language for a majority of our students, especially the younger ones, because we're trying to get the language in their ears and also to get their language in their throats, because there are sounds that are very difficult to make. And it's easier if you learn as a small child. Kinde gai tlishat sudak wusitan. Kinde gai tlishat sudak wusitan. Sudak wusitan. Ye awa. Sudak wusitan. Ye yanaka sudak wusitan. You say it.
Sudak wusitan.
Ye awa kunak yak e. So we're trying to get them to say the and the sounds that are in Tlingit that aren't in English. We try to get the small children to say it so that they can get used to that.
All right. Our third craft award is for audio, and the winner is Malik by Amin El-Si. All right. Okay, so our final sponsored award from Women in Film and Video is a Diversity and Inclusion Award, and this goes to Anselm Beach for his piece, Father and Son.
Why now? Sorry? I mean, you said it after all these years of sorry, son, next year. This is the year you managed to put everything on hold. Why?
Do you even need to ask?
No, but it's still nice to hear.
I want to know you.
That's the
I wanna
projector, 'cause I'm
spend
still
time.
seeing stuff.
There's no better bonding than a weekend camping and hiking in the White Mountains.
How about some routine
I'm
quality?
here now, right? Isn't that what matters? Now you gonna let me finish this ascent?
Sure.
Okay, so that wraps up our special Women in Film Video sponsored awards. Next up is photography. And I'm happy to bring Sean Schroth up to the podium to present the photography categories. Sean runs our photo lab and is our newest full-time faculty member. So take it away, Sean.
Awesome. Thank you, Kyla. All right. Photo. How do I look up there? Off? The better? All right. All right, so it is my pleasure to announce, so we have 4 photo categories. We have single image submissions. We have fine art and narrative submissions in a series, documentary and journalistic series, and a portfolio awards. So I will start with the single image nominees. We have Trevor Edwards, Kenny Giarla, Amin El-Siwi, Danielle Lawrence, and Christopher Yondell. And our winner in the single image category tonight is Trevor Edwards. Congratulations, Trevor. Our next photo award is for the Fine Art and Narrative series. Our nominees for this category are Cortland Sutton with her series Bygone, and Isabella Silva with her series Life of a Bug. And the winner is Cortland Sutton. Our next photo award is for the documentary series. And our nominees for that are Anya Raza with her series Home is Where the Heart Is, and Mara Cox with her series Lost in Light. And the winner of the documentary series is Mara Cox. All right, and our last photo category for the evening is the photography portfolio. Our 2 nominees for the portfolio submissions are Kenny Giarla and Elena Critter. Winner of the award for the best portfolio series goes to Kenny Giarla. We're back. That's a good bit. Keep that going. All right, so I've got one more thing to present this evening, and that is the recipient of the John R. Bowden Scholarship. So I want to read a little something about John R. Bowden. So John R. Bowden was a former news and fashion photographer for the Washington Star, who later operated his own commercial photography studio. Mr. Bowden grew up in the Washington area and attended American University. He joined the photographic staff of the Washington Star in 1969 and remained with the newspaper until it closed in 1981. His work at the Star included a full range of news assignments from the riots and demonstrations of the early 70s to Congress and the White House. After the Star closed, he began to do editorial and commercial photography. He renovated an old warehouse in Capitol Hill and opened the John Bowden Studio. The award that we are giving out tonight is given on behalf of Mr. Bowden's family to a student pursuing their passion for photography. And I am pleased to announce that Travis Harper is this year's recipient.
And that wraps up photography.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm pleased to bring our next presenter on through Zoom. She's at home joining us from her place. Professor Bridget Maurer, who actually just recently completed her latest feature-length documentary titled Experimental Fury. Hey, Bridget, are you out there?
Hi, thank you so much. That's so kind of you for the shout out. I'm so pleased to be here, albeit virtually this evening, to present the new media category. And the first category for new media, is the mashup. And the nominees are Passage by Christopher Canetto, How to Celebrate Your 21st Birthday in Quarantine, Sammy Pie. And the winner of the mashup category is Christopher Canetto.
Hi, this is Christopher Canetto, and I
Incredible. Congratulations. Our next category is the digital image manipulation single image, and the nominees are A Fleeting Glimpse by Yari Jamali and The Forbidden Forest by Shutong Murray. And the winner is Yari Jamali. Congratulations. Congratulations. Our next category is the digital image manipulation series, motion compositing portfolio. And the winner is Lauren Mitchell. So congratulations, you're the winner for the digital image manipulation series for your motion compositing portfolio. Incredible, incredible. And so then our next category is website or app. And the winner is the MuseVid streaming service by Lauren Mitchell. Congratulations again. Fantastic. So our next category is animation, with the nominees Meant to Be by Isabella Silva and Reanimate by Spencer Trinwit. And the winner is, in the animation category, Spencer Trinwit. Congratulations.
It's here. It's among us. It's here. It's among us. Sound the alarm. It approaches. It's by the gate. I can see it over there. Arm yourselves and get to your stations. Man the gate. It's heading for the tombs.
There's no one here.
Did you just hear that? Look, I think I see a face.
Wow. Really, really incredible. And so our final category in new media for this evening is motion graphics. And the nominees in this category is Murder Lamp by Grace Eggleston, The Stupendous Discuss by Yari Jamali, HUD Graphics by Lauren Mitchell, How to Acrylic by Alexis Nicole Neely. And the winner is Yari Jamali. Congratulations, Yari, and to all the nominees and winners so far tonight. Thank you.
Do you have a non-existent social life? What? Are you someone with no prospects whatsoever? How did you get in my house? Sounds like you need the stupendous discus. When you throw a stupendous discus, it'll make the receiver love you in a platonic fashion. Why would I want to do that? You are what I aspire to be. No more lonely, pitiful nights bathing in a pool of butter. I don't do that. When everyone loves you, you'll be unstoppable. Okay, dude, you can't make people love you. It's the path for a better world. Or else. Or else what? I'll take 20. Another satisfied customer. So buy the stupendous discus today. Or else.
Fantastic, fantastic. Again, congratulations to all of the winners this evening. And thank you again, Kyle, for letting me participate. And great, great vision so far. Definitely the best. I love this format.
Thank you, Bridget. Thank you. All right, next up, we have our screenwriting categories. And I'm going to bring Claudia Myers to the podium. She's a writer, she's a director. She got a great shout out from our alumni earlier.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm so happy to be here in person with those of you who are here and on Zoom. And I am delighted to present our screenwriting nominees and award winners tonight. I'm going to start with the undergraduate category, where there is one nominee and winner, and that is Andrew Powers for Len, Basketball, and the War on Drugs.
In the introduction, we see the text 1963 and hear Good Vibrations by the Beach Boys. We see shots of Washington, D.C., important historical events such as the Kennedy assassination, MLK's March on Washington. We show clips of professional basketball players in 1963. Wilt Chamberlain, Oscar Robertson, Bill Russell show the Boston Celtics winning the '63 championship while hearing basketballs bounce, shoes squeak, player callouts, crowd chants. On November 18th, 1963, Leonard Kevin Bias was born, and 22 years later, he would be dead from a cocaine overdose just after getting drafted into the NBA. 1982, Bias led the Wildcats to the state championship game. They lost, but Len's feats on the court were enough to garner attention from major college programs like Georgetown, Syracuse, and Indiana. In the end, Len chose to go less than a mile up the road to the University of Maryland to become a terrapin and play for legendary coach Lefty Driesel. We see shots of the University of Maryland campus and the statue of Testudo, all the while getting a montage of Len Bias highlights showcasing his skill and athleticism, dunks, blocks, jump shots.
Moving on to the fiction categories. I want to mention that all the winners of the fiction categories will receive a feedback session with our very own honored alum, Jay Jameson, who you saw earlier. So we appreciate this generous gift from Jay. And here are the nominees for undergraduate fiction short. We have Spoiled Fruit by Hannah Fisher, Anatomy, Samuel McGuire, Shotgun by Madeline Reagan, and Theory of Relativity by Jesse Schwartz. And the winner is Samuel McGuire for anatomy.
Interior, newspaper office, day. The main room of the office is flooded with the sound of flipping papers, phones ringing, and typing keyboards. Julian Rivera approaches the receptionist's desk. He's dressed in business casual garb with a salt and pepper beard and hair. He knocks back the last of his coffee and nods to Susan, the receptionist. Susan, I'm heading out. Early lunch.
Oh, Julian, editing says they need your piece submitted by end of day Thursday. And the doctor from SHU was asking for you in person this time. I think he's still around.
He's here? Susan shrugs before Julian groans and leaves the office. As he walks down the hall and into the elevator, Dr. George Freeman rushes in just before the doors can close. He's holding a manila envelope. Interior elevator, day.
Oh, Mr. Rivera, I'm so sorry. I've just been waiting to speak with you for some time.
Doctor, sorry I haven't returned your calls, but I've got somewhere to be, so... Rivera steps back and stands as far away from him as possible. Dr. Freeman is disheveled and visibly anxious.
Well, Mr. Rivera, I'm afraid what I need to tell you can't wait.
Our next category is the undergraduate fiction feature screenplay. And the nominees are Not What It Seems by Megan Dower, Movie Life by Maxim Miao, and Swan by Biao Sun. And the winner in this category is Megan Dower.
Interior, New Yorker ballroom, later. The room is empty except for Maria as she lays on her back at the edge of the runway. Her legs dangle over the edge and her arms are spread out. She stares up at the ceiling. It's silent, except for footsteps, as George Chu approaches. George Chu stops at the beginning of the runway and watches Maria for a moment. He then continues to walk toward her. Maria? Maria tilts her head back to see an upside-down George Chu. She sits up.
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Chu. I didn't realize that you were here.
No, don't worry about it. I was looking for you. I wanted to congratulate you on your win.
You know about that?
Of course. George walks over to the end of the runway and sits next to Maria. He looks out to the empty sea of chairs. A beat.
I'm sorry to hear about your friend, Mr. Matthews.
Maria glances at George Chu out of the corner of her eye, too, when I first heard what had happened.
Our next two categories are for graduate screenwriting. The first is for the best graduate fiction short, and the nominees are Father and Son by Anselm Beach, Gateway by Christopher Cunetto, and Khadijah's Magical Books by Jessica Marcy. The winner is Jessica Marcy.
Interior home living room, day. Khadija Haidara, a beautiful 16-year-old Malian, reads an old leather-covered book on the couch. She gets up and stares at the passing truck from a window inside her house.
When will they finally leave? It's been more than 9 months of the same threats.
Why are you standing so close to the window and with that book? Khadija rolls her eyes as her mother enters the living room. Put it away before they see you. I'm about to start lunch. Could you grab me some things from the market? Fatimata hands Khadija some coins. Khadija gestures toward her younger sister, Aminata, 13.
Can't Aminato go? I wanted to finish my book.
It's best you go. More fighters have been patrolling the market. Be safe and cover up. Khadija bends down to hide the book under an old woven rug.
And for our final screenwriting category, we have graduate fiction feature screenplay. And the two nominees are Elena Critter for Blood in the Water and The Price of Gold by Anya Raza. And the winner is Anya Raza.
In the distance, Jorge manages a hose that cuts into the side of the mountain, revealing a gash in the earth reminiscent of Fitzcarraldo. The noise of the water is so loud, Moncaya has to raise his voice to be heard. Jorge there runs the equipment, trains the two of the boys how to use it. You see what he's doing there? He's loosening up the earth, telling the gold it's time.
It's time?
It's time to be mined. This gold has been marinating in the earth here for millions of years, slowly forming into these tiny gold flecks lodged inside the rocks. All of that 200 ton of topsoil needs to be gently massaged out. That's what Jorge here is doing. Jorge! He's our masseuse. Jorge turns off the hose and walks toward them. He winks at Lena. Something about him signifies creep, and his presence makes Lena shudder. She shakes off the feeling and remains businesslike. Moncaya is starting to enjoy the questions about the site and begins to boast to Jorge.
Congratulations again to all the nominees and winners tonight.
Next up is film and video categories, and to do the first half of them, I'm bringing Professor Maggie Stogner to the stage. Maggie is the director of our own Center for Environmental Filmmaking.
And I just have to take this in for a minute because this is like one of those signals that we're getting back to normal. And it's so wonderful to see you all in person. Wow. And thank you for being here. And congratulations to all the nominees and winners we've had so far. I have several categories I'm going to announce. Environmental films, we'll start with that. And we have 4 nominees, no, 3, sorry. Ever Heard of Gumboots by Beth Ibish, Disposable DC by Sophie Maria Nelson, and 50 Years of Earth Day by Beth Ibish, Leonidas, and Grace Eggleston. And the winner is 50 Days of Earth Day. Woohoo! And that comes with a $200 prize from the Center for Environmental Filmmaking. Woo! Next up, oh, I'm just rolling here.
And if we continue with our current trends, those are things that can't go on forever without having to pay a really serious price.
Earth Day started in 1970, and it was a recognition at the time that we had a lot of local land, air, and water pollution problems.
The Silent Spring of Rachel Carson was broadcast in the spring of 1963. Nearly 10 years later, almost all use of DDT was outlawed.
Communities across the country came together and said, we need to change this.
We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you!
Woohoo! Congratulations again to Beth and Leah and Grace. I mean, that was just a tremendous film that they worked on. It was when COVID started to come in, and they just hung in there and put it together for the first for the 50-year anniversary of Earth Day, and I'm really super proud of them. Okay, now we're going to the next category, music video, and the nominee and winner is Strut from Nate Schrader. Oh, I should have asked you all to get up and dance along. All right, congratulations, Nate. Our next category is undergraduate documentary. And we have, again, one nominee and winner, and that is Rain or Shine, Local Restaurants in a Pandemic by Gabby Sosa.
As I have repeatedly stressed, we should continue to expect the number of cases to dramatically and rapidly rise. We have never faced anything like this before. This is going to be much harder, take much longer, and be much worse than almost anyone is currently understanding.
When you have restaurants indoors in a situation where you have a high degree of infection in the community, you're not wearing masks, that's a problem.
National Restaurant Association estimates about a quarter of all restaurants to close as a result of this pandemic.
Coronavirus is on the rise and their businesses are on the line.
We're probably looking at some days of no income, no revenue.
For the smaller restaurants and the independents, they measure their cash flow in days, maybe weeks. This is not something that's sustainable for them anytime soon.
I have just enacted an executive order to shut down all bars, restaurants, movie theaters, and gyms across the state, effective at 5 p.m. today.
Congratulations. And the final category that I'm announcing is the graduate documentary short. And we have 3 nominees: Movement to Monument by Denzel Eberhardt, Age of Aquarius by Christopher Canetto, and The Cost of War by Anya Raza. And the winner is Christopher Canetto.
Do you believe in the existence of extraterrestrials?
We're in a new era of UFO research.
Why can't you believe?
For every theory, there's a reason to doubt it.
I'm afraid to believe.
The Pentagon's UFO report is finally here.
It's the news of hundreds of years. I guess it's as simple as that.
Congratulations, Christopher. I hope you all get to see that film in its entirety. It's outstanding. I just want to say thank you again to Kylos and his team, and to everybody who's joined us on Zoom, and to all of you for being in here in person. And congratulations again to the nominees and winners so far. Wow, you're just awesome.
Okay, to continue with our remaining film and video categories, I'm bringing up Professor Bill Gentile, who actually just recently published his autobiography. Wait for me. You can find it on Amazon and bookstores near you.
Hi, everybody, and congratulations on all the winners and nominees. It's really cool to see you all here, practicing the craft. First category, graduate documentary long, Echo Echo. Nick Tucker is the nominee and the winner.
The Teshikaga area is the lake country of Hokkaido, dotted with natural hot springs. It was the honeymoon of the trip. They bopped around filming lakes and rivers and visiting onsens. One morning we went down a random road and found a string of abandoned buildings on the shore of Lake Kushiro. Old tourist infrastructure, gone under long before Corona. It was silent except for the wind. We ran into a statue of a little boy. The plaque was worn down so much it couldn't be read. What does a little boy do to get his own statue? Is he alive? If so, how often does he visit his statue?
Nice work, Nick. Is he here? Good to see you, dude. The next category, undergraduate fiction. Nominees: Illusion, Theory, Geisler, Dysphoria, Jack Lacey, and Emily Karpowitz. How to Ignore Your Nearing Death, Eamon Sugarman. And the winner, Jack Lacey and Emily Karpowitz. Nice stuff. Graduate fiction, Father and Son, Anselm Beach. She's Not There, Christopher Caneto. Do Something, Anything, Yari Jamali. Malik, Amin El Siwi. Virtual Memories, Nicole Wackerly. And the winner is Amin El Siwi. Next category, this is Will Interactive. The Will Interactive Award goes to an outstanding fiction student film. All fiction submissions, grad and undergrad, are eligible. The winning piece will receive $500 from Will Interactive. And Will Interactive Award, Father and Son, Anselm Beach. Dysphoria, Jack Lacey and Emily Karpowitz. Malik Amin El Siwi. And the winner is?
It's on the next page. It might be on the next page.
There you go.
I know who it is.
Amin El Siwi.
How's it going, bro?
Where are we going?
To the group home?
I need to see my mom first.
The gang? They're already looking for you. Heard you were fresh out.
Gang, I need to go and see my mom. She's not okay.
You'll get us both in trouble. I can't do that. Sorry, bro. Once we get your living situation sorted out, then you can move back in with her.
Congratulations, everybody. Great work.
All right, now I'm back. Okay, we've got one more award to give, but I want to make two quick announcements before that. First off, just a reminder for those of you who won, we will be emailing you to pick these up or to have them shipped to you for those of you who aren't in town. And also, for those of you who are in my 651 class, there's a sign-in sheet in the back. It's orange. It's sitting on the back table near Yari. Make sure to put your name on it before you leave. I wasn't too proud to offer some extra quiz points to get some butts in the seats. All right. So don't forget, because I didn't take note of who's here and who's not. So sign up back there. Don't want to miss those 3 points. All right. So our last award of the evening is for graduate thesis. And to stray from tradition, we usually don't do acceptance speeches, but I like the idea that we opened up with an alumni and some words, so we're going to end with an alumni and some words. So the winner will be coming on to Zoom to accept the award and to give us some closing remarks. So with that, the nominees for graduate thesis are La Fiera, the Piera Rodriguez Story by Spencer Trinwith, and Meet a Participant, Eileen by Amelia Tyson. And the winner is Amelia Tyson.
Look around you. The immigrant community is not just documented and undocumented. These are people. These are lives. These are families. These are the people who clean your homes. These are the people who take care of your kids, who cook your food, and they deserve compassion. They deserve respect. They deserve help. My name is Eileen Amado Valentin. Somos Huntsville, it means we are Huntsville. And Somos is a term that's used a lot in the activism community. We provide announcements, job listings, food banks, different information in Spanish for the Spanish-speaking and immigrant community.
I think we're just working on getting them stuff set for next week.
I was working as a translator, and I was going all over the state and saw the disconnect between people and resources. I said, okay, I have this page open, I have this group open, let's develop it into something that can really be of a use. And people started responding.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. So I guess I just go speak. I am so honored to have received this award and that you all saw a little bit of a clip of it. The whole short, the whole digital short documentary is online for you to see. So I really encourage you to go see it. It's really close to my heart because 2 years ago, before the pandemic, I set out for Fiji to do my thesis documentary film. And I had the close accompaniment and assistance of all the professors that you saw this evening, Kylos, Bridget, Bill, Maggie, Lena, who you didn't see, and Laura. And I was closely accompanied by all of them, but then the pandemic came and I had to leave that project, and then kind of fumbled around for 2 years, not knowing what story I could tell, how to, find a story that mattered. I have in my mind Laura's words, which that's Laura Hinson. Why should you tell this story? Why does it matter to you? And so it took me quite a long time to kind of come back to finding a story that was significant and important. And it just happened to be the story. And the central character, Eileen, why it's connected to me is I've known her for over 20 years. We went to high school together. And yeah, so we've known each other for a long time and grew up together. And so it was very kind of an emotional and meaningful thing for me to tell her story, for her to accept, for me to share her story with everyone, but also to have this very important lens of what it means to be a participant in community life and serve your community and engage others in that process, because we all live in communities with a diverse range of people, and we have to be there for each other. Larry at the very beginning spoke about kind of the time in which we live, and there's no better time to think about these larger things, about who we are, where we are, what we're doing, and how to make our life more consistent with like altruistic and noble human capacities and qualities. I think Kyla's wanted me to keep it short, so I'll wrap it up. I don't have actually much more to say. Actually, Jay said like everything so wonderfully. One other thing I would just add is try to work with everyone that you can, or learn from your colleagues, learn from the people around you, because you will know them in some capacity throughout your career. And this is the time to form those good, healthy, and like joyful memories of collaboration, and see your professors as your collaborators as well. And I am so glad that now after this time, I've known them, 4 or 5 years. And I count them all as kind of mentors. And they've all kind of pushed me in different ways. And I think they can probably see how I have grown in those years. And I feel like I've grown. So anyway, I'll wrap it up. Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Amelia. One last time, congratulations to everyone, nominees and winners. And thank you to my assistants, Anya, Kat, and Yari, for all the work they've done on this. Believe me, it takes a lot, even when it doesn't work real well. It worked great. Thanks to the theater staff for their support and help tonight. Thanks to our new, I hope I get this title right, event coordinator? Oh, sorry, event planning manager. Thanks to our new event planning manager, Kati. And thanks to all of you for joining us, whether you're here or on Zoom. Have a great rest of your week.